here is part 3. Sorry, I'm eating this. So yeah, anyways, I just feel really bad they dropped out Kimono. It just seems really dumb. It seems dumb that they dropped her out, yet they kept Pinky lame and Rainbow Dazzle. I mean, it's just really dumb. Like, I'm actually okay with Rainbow Dazzle, but her personality isn't the best, and Pinkie Pie, I just wish they could have dropped her out. I mean, I hate her personality a lot. I just really wish they could have dropped her out. But then again, the fact that they've influenced those two characters in the those two characters of the franchise, we now have our Generation 4 Pinkie Pie, who is awesome, and our Generation 4 Rainbow Dash, who is extremely awesome. That's really the only good reason, but then again, I'm still kind of disappointed about the whole kimono issue. So, yeah. Um, um, so yeah, and I feel kind of bad because it never really meant to be. And even though people are saying, oh, Wisteria is a dumb sapper, should get over it, even though she has a new title of princess, her friends barely even treat her that differently. Except for call her Princess Wisteria. Even though that is kind of true, I did see this one pony in Princess Promanda that were saying, oh, should I make her hairdo extremely fancy now that she's a princess and all of that, but yeah, I don't really think it's the pony's fault or Wisteria's fault. I think the main problem is Spike, or otherwise known as Zippo. I think he's the main reason why Wisteria became so pressured to be a princess in the first place. I mean, if Spike wouldn't have kept throwing rolls at Wisteria's face, then she probably could have handled Ponyville no problem. Sure, she should know rules, like she had to govern an entire kingdom and everything, but rules doesn't mean that you can't hang out with your friends. What the? Oh gosh, there's an ad. Sorry, I think it's an ad somewhere in my DVR. Is it around? Okay, thank God it's gone. Okay. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh God, and then the ad made me forget. Um. Oh, yeah, now I remember how, like, Spike's main influence. I mean, I think the whole reason why Wisteria became pressured in the first place is because Spike. I mean, he was just, like, literally throwing rules all over her face. Like, sure, she needs to learn rules, but she shouldn't. But that doesn't mean that she shouldn't spend time with her friends. And so what if they're not her equal? That doesn't mean that you have to treat them any different. I mean, Princess Celestia is big in Equestria, yet she treats Twilight Sparkle the same she would treat any pony, and she treats Rarity the same too. I mean, that's kind of dumb to say that. So Spike is basically telling Wisteria that, oh, you cannot be with your friends unless they are their equal. So basically, Princess Celestia cannot be with the main six unless they're like Luna. That's basically what he's saying. And I honestly think that's really dumb. And the worst thing is that when Wisteria says that she doesn't want to be a princess, Spike says, "Oh, it's okay. I'll go find another princess." And he tries to go back to sleep. How about instead of like sleeping for another 10,000 years, you just like get your butt up and try to see if this poor girl doesn't want to be a princess, and find a pony that actually wants to be a princess and that actually has the knowledge, like Kimono. Kimono would be a great princess. So instead of doing that, you actually do something. I'm not hating on Gen 3 Spike. It just kind of makes me. It just kind of makes him seem like a jerk. That when Wisteria says she doesn't want to be a princess, he just does that. So anyway, ways that they introduce Spike to everyone, and that Wisteria is now the new princess, and that when Wisteria says she doesn't want to be a princess, Spike goes back to sleep. Well, then Wisteria said, wait a minute, don't worry, I have an idea to fix everything. please don't go back to sleep. And then she decided to stay a princess and made everybody else princesses. And sending the message that if your little girl at home is watching it, then you're a princess too. I know it's a cliche message, but it kind of goes around the Bible saying that we're all princesses inside. Then again, when I was a little girl, I didn't want to be a princess. I wanted to be a stormtrooper. Yes, I'm a tomboy that likes Star Wars. So freaking what? Anyways, that that sure like it's okay, but the only thing that the whole like message thing at the end is what ruined it. The Princess Promanda was just fine till at the end. The end was just I'm not saying that it was horrible, but I just feel as if that it could have been a lot improved on. Maybe instead of doing that, wait, I need to close the door. Maybe instead of Wisteria becoming a princess, Spike could have treat her better, and maybe she would have been a better princess. Oh, and apparently that princesses are not allowed to sniff flowers. Yes, a princess cannot sniff flowers because she wanted to sniff flowers, but Spike said no. Okay, I can get the whole princesses are supposed to be good in manners and all nice and royal, but the whole sniffing flowers thing is just ridiculous. I mean, literally, it's just ridiculous. Cause sure, the ponies are fine, Wisteria's fine, Spike's the main problem here. It's kind of funny because in Gen 4, Spike isn't the main problem, but in here, like, Spike is really the thing that makes it bad. I'm not saying that he has a bad personality, but his actions are just stupid. For a dragon that's somewhat smarter than the ponies, his actions are straight up stupid. I mean, really. And saying that she can't sniff flowers, that's just really dumb. Like, sure, I can get the whole digging in the dirt thing, but sniffing flowers, really? That's just straight up stupid. Oh, I guess when I'm a princess, I can't do this. Yeah. Screw you, Spike. Screw you. Screw you, Spike. Screw you. Yeah. This is really good. So yeah. So he said that princesses cannot raise their voice. Well, I guess Luna already broke that law a long time ago. That princesses are not allowed to raise their voice. Princesses are not allowed to sniff flowers, and princesses are also not allowed to dig in the dirt. That's basically saying that in order to be a princess, you have to basically not do anything. I mean, it kind of reminds me in Merida, where she's not able to do anything because she's a princess. Kind of reminds me of that. Hey, maybe that's what I can do. Maybe I can make an entire remake of Brave with Wisteria as Merida. Oh my god, I am writing that down. Oh my gosh. After I've known this video, I'm just gonna come back to this point. I'm gonna write that down. Oh my gosh, that's the best idea ever. But anyways, that he wouldn't really let her do anything, and in the end, Wisteria got tired of it, so she ended up fixing the floats because apparently the ponies couldn't make their own floats. And the ponies actually were arguing, which as bad as it is, they actually do have flaws. And the ponies arguing actually kind of reminded me as Applejack and Rarity arguing. Then again, the arguments weren't really as good as that, because Rainbow Dazzle and Sweetberry were arguing because the rainbow float and the cake float. But since they didn't want to disappoint their princess, they just lied, saying that the floats together. So then again, you probably shouldn't be saying that it was really all in her head, because the ponies kind of did it too, like with that. But then again, the ponies aren't really to blame. They kind of did that, but I think Spike's the main person to blame. I think it's really Spike. So yeah, and also it kept arguing over floats. And at one point, I actually think this scene was hilarious. Pinkie Pie was putting like pink all over, and Minty was putting green all over, and they were like, "Hey, you put your green in my, pink. Hey, you put your pink in my green." Kind of reminded me in SpongeBob the whole pink and yellow thing. God, I haven't stopped referencing different shows in My Little Pony review. Sooner or later I'm gonna put Spider-Man Anonymous in this. You freaking. Okay, anyways, they were all like, green? Who's supposed to greenest? Pink? Pink? Who's supposed to pinkest? And they're like, hey, your green's in my pink. Hey, your pink's in my green. And then they were arguing. And then Wisteria said that they like to float because it's a combination of pink and green. And then they're like, oh, the princess likes to float. Let's just make it together. And then at the end they argue the complete opposite, with Mincy arguing that pink is better, and with Pinkie Pie arguing that green is better. I just thought that part was just really funny. Cause sure, sure, it isn't really as bad as what you say. It isn't awful, but it isn't good either. But it's still enjoyable. It's still overall enjoyable. And that's really my review on it and my thoughts on it. Because sure, it isn't as good as a Minty's Christmas, but it's pretty good. The only thing that I have the problem with is with Spike Grove. It was Syria to do that, and I feel as if it could have been improved on so much better. Like, I feel that at the end that maybe instead, if Wisteria making every pony a princess, they could have just made new laws or made some pony else a princess. I don't know. What do you think of Princess Promanda? How would you rate it better? This is John before and bye.